It's Monday, December the 2, 2024. Now, I was just outside, walked to the apiary and back. I decided to just pull my hive lifter back to the building. It's got a battery on it, which I don't want to sit in the cold weather too much. Just a principle for those who don't put up with such cold weather sometimes is standard lead acid batteries and the like. You can't freeze them. You can't subject them to terribly cold temperatures if they have no charge. It's kind of an interesting principle, I think. If they're dead flat and they lose charge, they'll freeze solid, and that destroys the battery. You have to replace it after that. So I try to bring them in here into my building, put them on the shelf. When I can, I'll put them on a charger from time to time, keep them up for the winter, and then reuse them again in the summer. Those batteries that have to sit outside in vehicles, etc., those need to be kept charged. A vehicle you're driving periodically is usually not a problem, because when you start the car or the vehicle, the battery charges with the engine. But if the vehicle is sitting for any length of time, you definitely need to put a charger. I buy trickle chargers for most of my vehicles. In cold weather, we'll often plug a vehicle in, and they have a block heater element that keeps the engine a bit warm enough that it reduces the strain on the engine, reduces the strain on the starter when you're starting it. And I hesitate to say we plug it in so that it'll start. In the 70s, we plugged it in so that it would start. With the advent of better engines, smaller engines in vehicles, and larger batteries and synthetic oils, etc., the prospect of a vehicle not starting, if it has a charged battery and the engine is in good condition, the prospect of that vehicle not starting in cold weather is very low. It's usually when the battery goes low, for some reason it won't start. But now it's not really that you plug the car in so it'll start. You plug it in, well, so you know it'll start when you have to go to work in the morning. And it's also, you plug it in so that starting a vehicle in the cold weather is very stressful. It's hard on the engine. It causes a lot of wear and strain on everything. So having the block heater plugged in is a really good idea. My little tractor is sitting outside here. It also has a block heater on it, which is plugged in. And I don't know what temperature it'll go down to before it won't start, but it's got glow plugs and it turns over fairly well, so it does start quite nicely. I don't have a battery charger on that, but most of my vehicles I have installed things like this. There's all kinds of different brands. This is a NOCO. It's called a trickle charger or a battery maintainer. This one has, I like to buy them that have this feature. It has little alligator leads on it, like a normal battery charger would, but also you can see it has, you can disconnect here and change. It has eyes there. So what I do is I use those eyes to hardwire it to the battery in the vehicle, and then I connect that to the circuit that I use when I plug the block heater in. So anytime my block heater is plugged in, the battery is being maintained and it's kept right at its optimal charge to start the vehicle, because it doesn't matter if it's plugged in. If the battery is low or discharged, it's not going to start still, just like it wouldn't in the summer. So this is a new one that I got that I haven't allocated to a vehicle yet. I think that's going on my wife's car because the one on her car got removed recently. So I think that has to go on there. Now, these are not cheap. I'll talk about battery chargers for a second. There's two main categories of battery chargers. You can get big ones and small ones, but the two main categories are automatic and not automatic. A lot of them today are automatic, but automatic ones cost a good portion more than the standard chargers that aren't automatic. So a charger that's not automatic, when you connect it, you need to go and disconnect that after, no more than 24 hours, because it'll eventually boil the battery dry and destroy it. It doesn't know, it doesn't have any intelligence in there to know what's going on with the battery. It just charges, it just puts out, a charge. An automatic charger does have intelligence in there that monitors the state of charge. When the battery gets charged, then it'll shut off or slow down or turn into a maintenance mode. And that's the beauty of these maintainers. Is Battery Tender was kind of the brand that was really big back in the day, but there's a lot of companies make them. Now, the price, where I got this was on sale price for $80. Not cheap, but when you're talking 100, 200, or in the case of my wife's car has an AGM battery, that's $350. That is cheap insurance. And cheap insurance that when you hit the key, you get a pretty good chance that that thing's going to turn over. So that's Battery Chargers 101 for you. I've got a pretty full week coming up, so I really won't get to work on my shelving unit very much. So I'm going to try to do as much as I can today. It's Thursday, December 5, 2024, and it's chilly. I think Ian was saying that it was a lot colder at his place than it is here. I was just outside doing some stuff, and you can tell my face is red. It's minus 17 C right now, and it's as nice as it can be for minus 17. It's not real windy, and we're getting a little bit of sun. Boy, yesterday was wicked. It was warmer yesterday, but we were getting 40, 50 kilometer an hour winds, and it literally blew all the snow off the lawn. There's just a tiny bit left. You can see the grass in a lot of places. So that's typical. It'll blow it off and put it up in piles by the trees. I have yet to go and check my beehives to see if the lids are still on. I'm pretty sure they are. Those migratory covers don't blow off very easily. So, yeah, to catch you up, I haven't really been doing that much this week. I haven't been feeling very good. Yesterday I had what I class a migraine headache. Wow, was it ever painful? And so I got some sleep, I got some rest. Today, I'm feeling a little bit better. Don't have migraine, but still foggy in my head and whatnot. So just gonna kind of take it easy. You can tell that I'm not wearing my grubby shop clothes today, because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of work in here. Tomorrow, Friday, is my trip to Winnipeg. Going to the packer again tomorrow. Take some honey in for the first time in a while. I got behind on my creamed honey packing, so I'm going to take some in there, and then a bunch of other stuff to do in the afternoon that's not related in the shop or anything. So I think I'm going to leave this vlog. It's rather short, I know, but you put up with some really long ones from me. And if you want to watch long videos, watch the build video for this, because they're pretty long. So anyway, I hope you had a really great week, and I'll start this up again next week. Thanks for spending your Saturday morning or whenever you watch this with me, and really appreciate you watching. Leave me some comments. I really appreciate them. Thanks for watching. Take care and have fun.